vet, don't date. How to approach dating, not just as a trauma survivor, but as a person who is newly single, getting into the dating market, someone who has been single for a long time and feeling ready, someone who doesn't feel ready for dating, someone who has not healed yet. Should we date if we're not healed? So we want to examine some of these questions and also some of the common objections to vetting as a strategy instead of dating. So we want to stop dating and we want to start vetting. So in the Newsweek, there was an article about a woman, and we'll call her Trish. I think that was her actual name, but I don't know. So Trish um, got a special article written up about herself because she did something really special. She stopped online dating and she started vetting instead. And so what she did to vet her guys that she was interested in or that were showing interest in her is she put right there on her profile an email address that she has specially created for this purpose. And she said, "You need to email me your proposal for a date. You need to email me your proposal for a date." So again, she has her profile on an online dating site, and she came up with this idea of telling guys, you need to email me your proposal for a date, what you think we should do on a date. Now, as you could imagine, this could draw a lot of attention and some mixed reviews. But how did she come up with this idea? Well, actually, it was born out of frustration. She felt like she was doing the online dating thing and she would find someone and date for a couple months, and then it would just kind of fall apart, and the people weren't really serious that she would end up dating. And so she needed a way to stop wasting time and to start cutting through and figuring out who's really serious. And that's where she came up with the idea, what if I just have these guys write a proposal? She had actually given up. And it was in her giving up status and state of mind that she was deciding not to take it seriously. She didn't really think that was going to work. She actually just did it because she was feeling jaded, and she was just like, hey, just, here, I'm going to make it hard for these guys. But she was amazed at the results that she got. Every day she would check her email and find proposals from men that were very creative as to how they would like to go on a date with her or set up multiple dates in the future. And this tickled her with delight. She said, I started to feel like that 15-year-old again as I'm giggling and kicking my feet and like responding to these emails. She was really delighted with the results and the creativity of the men. And she said the jadedness started to lift. And suddenly she started to feel like it was possible to find her husband. Imagine that. She went from feeling like the dating scene was impossible and there's no good people out there to feeling like with all the creativity she was seeing come to her inbox, maybe it was possible to find her husband. As a result, she went on some very fun dates, about four. Eventually, she ended up shutting down her online profile because why? Well, she's in a committed relationship now. Wow, what happened? She shifted her mindset. You see, detrimentally, many women as well as men go into dating with a scarcity mindset. And they think that their job is to find one person as fast as possible and not let go of that person once you have a match. So again, once you have a match, people are feeling like they don't want to let go of that match. They don't want to lose that match. This is scarcity mentality. I don't want to lose what I have. There's no good people out there, right? And so when you're thinking about no good people being out there, then your approach is going to be an approach of desperation because you don't believe there's a lot there for you. You don't believe you're going to be able to find what you need if you don't act now. Desperation mindset can come from children who grew up in environments where they had to compete with siblings for resources, including food. A desperation mindset can come from trauma survivors who believe all the worst about their world and about themselves. It can come from a person having low self-worth, low self-esteem, right? And so, what do we need to do in order to switch our mindset like Trish did? Well, Trish got to that point really, she meant it as a kind of a joke. She didn't think it was going to give her good results. But what she found was that when she would put the screen up of pre-qualifying these men, it was more fun because now she was in the position of power to decide whom she would give her time to. And she was no longer in the position of seeking and desperately trying to cling on to relationships. So she was no longer wasting time. And there's nothing worse than feeling like you're wasting time dating, trying to find the guy. So we need to learn to, like Trish, vet, not date. Now, does that mean we have to use her exact strategy? No, you can steal her idea if you want. But what Trish did that was effective is she set up a screen, a pre-qualifying screen. So when we vet instead of dating, we are setting up a screen, which can be some qualifying markers or questions that we're asking a candidate who is interested in us to learn about them first, to figure out why they would not qualify somewhere down the line. And we try to figure it out now so we can avoid wasting our time investing in the relationship. So vetting is asking questions, screening clients so that we can sift through the riffraff. The modern dating has taken on the form of casually spending time, chatting, and hanging out with an individual, and then hoping somewhere along those lines you're gonna down the line figure out who this person is and if it's all gonna work out, and then magically you're gonna get married. That doesn't work. It's not gonna work. It's going to leave you feeling used, abused, broken, and at the very least, your time is going to be wasted. So you cannot casually date. You must stop casually dating, and you must get real and businesslike about vetting through candidates. I'm especially talking to the ladies, gentlemen as well. Everything is going to apply to you. You need to move through candidates as quickly as possible. Why? We are not made of time. So instead of meeting a guy, spending a few months with them, it not working out, trying a few months for another guy, no, we don't have extra months to waste on this. There are no extra months. We don't have extra years to spend just trying people out like their shoes. Like we need to try people out for a while. No. We need to pre-qualify before we invest. Does that make sense? You need to pre-qualify before you invest. Your time is extremely valuable. So you need to make sure before you even go and meet a person, okay? This can be before the first date. You must vet. So you're going to put up your screen of pre-qualifications. Now, how do you do that? How do you know what questions you're going to ask? You need to start with your standards. You need to start with your standards. Standards. What are standards? Standards are boundaries, they're rules, they're limitations, they're qualifications that you create. So you have to decide very clearly. You got to get down to brass tacks right now. What do I want and what do I need to see? What do I want and what do I need to see? And by the way, if you're here and you say, I've given up on dating, stick with me, okay? Because I got something for you. But you got to start with your standards. What do I want and what do I need to see in a person? I hope you're taking notes right now, okay? When you sit down and you isolate what you absolutely need, then you know what your deal breakers are. All of us are going to come up with like a handful of absolute deal breakers. They have to be this, they have to have that, right? Let me give you one deal breaker that all of you need, okay? They must want to get married, okay? Yes, I am recommending that you throw your old ideas or about how you don't want to get married, not ready to get married, just want to, and you don't believe in marriage. Throw that out. Okay. Marriage is a protection, especially for women. And so if you're dating men who don't want to be married or aren't sure if they want to be married, you are setting yourself up to get your time wasted at the very least. Because there's lots of really nice guys who won't mind wasting your time. If you're not ready to be married, then just don't date. If you're saying to yourself, oh, no, I don't want to be married, then just don't date. Why am I being so strict about this marriage thing? Why does that matter so much? Why would I push that? If you're going to open up and give all of yourself, if you're going to open yourself to potentially being impregnated, where a new life is going to be born through you, and you're going to give full access to your corpus, then isn't it reasonable that you would at least have a contract, terms of use? You can't even download an app from the Apple Store or the Google Play Store without signing a terms of use. But you're going to allow someone to access your temple like fully all the way to the inner chambers, and you're not going to demand anything to make sure that in the end, if that person leaves or if something happens to that person or the relationship, there would be some plan in place to take care of you and the child that was born through you, the human that was created that you carry in your body. You have nothing in place? No. The real reason you gave up on the idea of marriage is because you're scared to ask, because you have scarcity mindset. And you're afraid that if you start bringing that up and you start talking about that, you're going to lose the guys. Okay? We have a new attitude now. The new attitude is we vet, which means we want to lose the guys. You need to lose the guys. Why? Because you need to find the one that is well matched for you. You're looking for the one that's well matched for you. And when I say the one, please take that loosely. I do not believe in a soulmate. There's no such thing as a soulmate. Okay? Think carefully about these things from a scientific standpoint. There's billions of people in the world. There's not one person that's born for you. That would be ridiculous. Because then if something happens and they get in a car accident, then the one person that's born for you died. That doesn't make sense. And then you're supposed to what? Search the world? There's one person. What if they're born all the way on the other side of the planet? It doesn't make sense. So what is the truth? What is the truth? Who's out there for us? The truth is when you break it down, there's probably about 13,000 potential good matches for you that are, by the way, in an accessible area and speak the same language as you. There's probably about 13,000 good matches. Like if you set aside, you go through and you cut the population down and cut the population down according to your standards and your qualifications, having the same religious thoughts, having the same political thoughts, having the same likes and interests, being the right age, and you just keep cutting, you just keep cutting, because you're starting from a pool of billions. When you get down to it, you will be surprised to find there is actually probably thousands of potential matches that would fit all of your criteria, including possibly liking you and being attracted to you. Okay? So the hard part is not that they're not out there. Okay? Let that go. The hard part is finding them. If there are 13,000 potential matches out there who you could potentially be happy with, how do you find them in a world full of millions of people? Even if you just take your country, your state, your province, okay, there's still hundreds of thousands of people around you. So how do you find 13,000 out of 100,000? How do you find 13,000 out of 100,000? How do you do that? In fact, you only need one or two of the 13,000, right? So how do you find one or two? Again, we're going through hundreds, we got hundreds of thousands of people. There's one simple way to do it, okay? Since your guy is 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000, you need to vet through large numbers of people so that you up the chances that you're going to meet one of your potential matches. There are people who are compatible with you, but you got to meet them. And the reason why you're not meeting them is because you're not vetting enough people. Because every time you meet someone, you stop and you go, okay, this is great. And you do that until you get your heart broken. And then you go, I don't want to do this anymore. And then you don't meet any more people. If you don't meet any more people, then you're not playing the numbers. This is a numbers game. Finding your mate is a numbers game. So you need to meet a lot of people. So how do you meet a lot of people if you're dating? That won't work. You can't date all these people. You can't date 1,000 people. So what you need to do is vet, 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 vet. Just like if you were trying to find someone to fulfill a position in your company or in your household. You would go through lots of candidates. And if you really wanted the person to be high quality, you're gonna search farther and wider and meet more people and vet more people and interview more people. And so one of the first questions you want to know to immediately pre-qualify is, what are you looking for? Are you looking to get married? Or are you looking to just date? The guy doesn't know what you want to hear. But the moment he says, no, I'm not really ready for marriage, or no, I don't believe in marriage, or no, no about marriage, it's, boop, thank you very much for coming. Have a nice day. No need to waste time. Simple. No need to waste time. It doesn't matter how handsome he is. Doesn't matter how nice his life, his car, his boat, his children, his dog, how spiritual. It doesn't matter because it doesn't qualify. Because one of your first qualifications is, hey, do you want to get married? Are you willing to sign a contract to make sure that I would be taken care of in case anything ever happened and went down, that I'd be covered by some kind of insurance? Are you willing to make sure that you got me? Are you a protector? Are you a provider? See, this is the first thing you're finding out. Are you looking out for my interests? Right? That's the first thing you need to know. Are you someone who's thought ahead about this thing before you went out into the dating field and thought, man, I actually would like to make sure that whomever I'm getting access to, I'm giving them full access to what they're going to need to be taken care of as well. That's the first thing you need to know. They gotta actually want to be with one person. If they have any other ideas, they don't want to be with one person, then automatically, since that's the first thing on your vetting list, they're out. They're out. So what are the other things going to be on your list? You decide. Now you have goals in your life. That's a good place to start. So think about where you want to be. Do you want to be off traveling the world 5 years from now, or do you want to be settled down in a suburb with some children? It's not right or wrong. It's you. What do you want? Because if you get with a guy and he wants to go, oh, hey, let's go out to Starbucks and get to know each other. Okay, great. But what you need to know is where he wants to be in 5 years. Are you going to be traveling, or are you going to, because if you're kids and you want kids, and that's the one thing you want, and he doesn't want kids, why are you at Starbucks with him? That would be a waste of time. You need to immediately disqualify, immediately. So it's like, hey, do you want to meet for Starbucks? Yeah, that sounds really nice. I have a couple questions. Are you looking to have kids? And you go, oh my God, I can't ask them that soon. Ask them sooner. That's the first thing you need to know. If you know that that's what you want, or if you're the opposite, maybe you know you don't want to have kids. You're like, oh my God, I can't stand the thought. Okay, great. You need to make sure you got a guy who's on the same page. Don't even go to the first meeting. Don't do the first coffee. Don't get the first ice cream. Don't have the first dinner. Don't drink the first drink. If he's got a different view than you on huge life things. If you care about the environment and you're like, hey, are you all about the environment? And he's like, no, I'm not about the environment. I'm about, let's say, capitalism. Okay, it's a mismatch. It's like it's not going to work. So you got to decide what's really important to you. What are your Deal breakers. I understand that some things aren't deal breakers for you. And if that's not a deal breaker for you, it's not a deal breaker for you. If you're the type of person who doesn't, maybe I have kids, maybe I don't, then it's fine for you to marry someone who feels one way or another. Does that make sense? But it's got to depend on your personal wants in life. So know exactly what you want. There's at least a handful of things that are deal breakers. So there's going to be at least 5 questions that you're going to ask before you even do the first coffee, the first ice cream, the first drink at a bar, even the first phone call. You can do this by text. Every single dating app has a chat thing, right? A chat feature. You can just start right there inside the dating app before you even give any information. Like, hey, it's the first question. This is the first thing you need to know. Hey, how's it going? So, are you a spiritual person? You consider yourself religious? Do you believe it? Do you prioritize recreation over career? You pick your top 5 questions. It doesn't have to be 5, but your top questions, your handful of questions that are going to be deal breakers for you, and you ask those questions right away. Now, let's address some common concerns about asking these guys these questions. Won't the guys get scared and run away, especially if I bring up something like marriage right off the bat? Yeah, some will. Isn't that what we want? Isn't that what we want? We want them to skedaddle fast. Can you imagine one of those guys that would have run away is if you asked about marriage right away? Some of you would have actually gone and gotten into a whole 5-year relationship with that guy. I'm not even joking, guys. I have a friend. I use that term loosely. This guy dated his girlfriend 7 years. They moved in together. They lived together. He wouldn't marry her. He's like, I don't believe in marriage. This poor woman, 7 years. 7 years. She's living with this guy, hoping that she's going to change him. He's going to turn around. He's like, I don't believe in marriage. They just end up breaking up. After 7 years of her life, she had to walk away after investing all that time into something that she could have asked before they even went on the first date. Hey, do you believe in marriage? No, I don't really. Okay. You don't even have to finish the sentence. I'm not going out to coffee with you because you don't even qualify. So ladies, we want to think in terms of qualifying. Do they qualify or do they not qualify? Does that make sense? How many people should we be vetting? And is it one at a time? Don't vet one at a time. Don't even date one at a time. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to move through the numbers fast. You can have simultaneous chats going on simultaneous websites, and you can be in simultaneous in-person community groups simultaneously. I don't care. You can get a spreadsheet going. You can have this thing up on your wall scientifically, and you're eliminating, you're moving through. Bam, 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 bam. I'm asking him. I'm asking him. I'm asking him. Bam, bam, bam. Right? You got to ask people questions. Now, when you find someone who gets through your questions, and man, you can't find a reason to disqualify him. He's got all the right answers, in your opinion. And you can move him up to a queue. And those are the guys that you spend time actually dating simultaneously. So you can have 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys. Abundance, ladies. Don't give me the, what? I can't even get one. That's because you're thinking in the old way, where you text 6 guys and then 1 guy, and then you get with the 1 guy, and you just stick with the 1 guy. Okay. When we move through the numbers, you're actually going to find high quality candidates because you're doing your work. You're actually vetting. Vetting is work. When you do the work, you're actually going to find people, and you go, "Oh my God, I'm really impressed by this guy. He really actually meets all the qualifications." Okay, but we're protecting ourselves, so we're going to put him in a queue. Do we have feelings for him yet? No, 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 no. We don't. We don't have feelings. Not yet. This is why we're moving so fast. If you're wondering why we try to eliminate them quickly, it's because only in the first few days are you safe. Because it's easy to break it off without being heartbroken. You're stronger in those first few days. So the faster I can get you vetting, 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 and cutting them off, the stronger you'll be, the better decisions you'll make. As time starts moving forward, it gets harder. As you start investing more time with a person, it gets harder, right? So now you've got multiple people that you're going out and spending casual time with. I did see the comment like, well, is that cheating? No, 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 this is not cheating. Cheating is lying to someone. Okay. When you're in an exclusive relationship and then you go and you cheat because you're going behind their back to get something that you're only supposed to get from them. Okay, that's cheating. When we're in a vetting process, you are searching for your candidate. That's not cheating. You understand? That's not cheating. So can we tell these guys that we're currently seeing multiple people? Yeah, that would make sense. Don't be intimate with these people. Don't have sex with them. You don't even know them yet. You just ask them some questions. They seem great. But right now, what we're doing is just spending the time so that we can see if there's also a chemistry that goes along, if we like the vibes, the sense of humor, right? We can explore that attraction now by actually going out and going on dates. Is this all making sense? And it can be multiple people at once. Here's what happens when when one of the guys finds out that you're not just spending time with him, but you're spending time with multiple guys because you're looking for a husband, he's going to say, hey, I like you. Like, I don't want you spending time with these multiple guys, right? He's going to come up and his jealousy is going to flare up. He's going to be like, what's this all about? And then you're going to say, yeah, I like you too. I would be happy to be exclusive with you. I just need a ring on my finger right here. Just need a ring. And he goes, that's it? You need a ring and then you'll be exclusive? And you go, yeah, I just need it. That's what I'm waiting on. I don't, someone has to propose to me. I would love if you proposed to me, but if no one proposes to me, then I have to keep searching for my husband. You understand how that works? That man is going to, he's going to run to the store. He's going to get you a ring. Just make sure you tell him what size. And he's going to come back and he's going to propose to you. Why? Well, because that's the psychology of a man. He's not going to want you out here because he's a protector. Why would a protector want you seeing multiple men? That doesn't make sense. He's gonna be like, what is this? What is seeing the multiple men? I like you. You like me? You go, yeah, I like you. Okay, I don't want you to see multiple men. You go, I don't want to either. Can you help me find my husband? He's the guy who's going to show up with the ring. First guy to put the ring on, I go exclusive with. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to go get you a ring. You understand how that works? Okay, good. So now you know how you're going to get engaged in the next couple of months. Is it really going to happen that fast? Yeah, you're going to be like, oh my God, I never thought I could get engaged this fast. Oh my God, wow. Yeah, you can get engaged fast, right? Well, what if he runs away? Good, then he was never that serious about you. Obviously, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We want them to run away as fast as possible. We're trying to get them to run away early. So you got to get your mind out of, I'm trying to keep the guy. It's bad if he leaves. It's good if he leaves. The faster you get him to leave now, then you realize who's the leavers and who's the stayers. Most are the leavers. Most are unqualified. Most of the men you meet will not qualify. Okay? Ladies, please listen to this. This is extremely important. It's not about what site you go to or where you find the guy. That's not the key. It's not about which site. It's about moving through the numbers to find the quality ones, because the quality ones are the minority. Okay? The quality men are the minority of the population. So you got to find the guys by getting through lots of people. So I don't care what site you use. Assume that most are bozos. Okay, I got to go through the site. Most are not going to be matching me. So I got to qualify, pre-qualify, screen. And then finally you will find one gem. One gem. It's not where the site is. It's not where the site is. It's not whether you found him on a dating site or in real life. That's not the point. You find the gem by getting through the mire, the muck. Okay? Then when you get the gem, then you can spend the time. And then you can let him pursue you with that ring in hand. Okay? Gentlemen, the only difference in what I'm saying that's going to be reversed for you is it's going to be you who decides which one to consolidate on, and you go out and you go get the ring. That's the difference. So, so once you get that feeling in your chest, you decide, I can't, allow this person to be out there anymore. I got to make sure I am protecting this person. I am providing for this person because I can't allow them to be in this position anymore. Then take your time, be wise, be discerning, gentlemen. And then after your prayer and meditation time, don't wait too long because she might get taken up by someone else. So go get that ring. Go get that ring and lock it down, get it exclusive, and then you guys can build toward marriage. Yes, we want to be in a committed, contractual type situation so we can make it as safe as possible. Okay, nothing is surefire in the world. Nothing surefire. But we want to up the chances of success. Okay, most relationships that you enter into have a 98% chance of failure. Understand? So when people say, well, marriage has a 50% chance of failure, yeah, well, then that means it has a 50% chance of success. That's way better than every other relationship, which is in the 90% chance of failure. So you definitely want to be in a situation where you're in something that could last until death. You want that situation. Okay. Another common objection before I open up for questions is about lying. Okay, well, if we ask questions, then maybe people will tell lies. Well, of course, people are going to tell lies whether you ask questions or not. The whole point of vetting is that we're cutting through to find these deceivers faster. The fastest way to find a deceiver is to ask hard questions. Start gathering information. That's what you'll be able to use to find inconsistencies. You can't find inconsistencies if you don't ask any questions. Oh, I don't want to lose him. I don't want him to go away. I'm just going to sit here and be cute and bat my eyelashes. Okay, a liar can be sitting next to you for 2 years with that strategy. I'm trying to find the liar in 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. I want to find him as fast as possible. So how do we do that? We start firing off the vetting questions. Okay. What do you like more? How do you treat this? Who's this? Who's in your family? How do you go? Where are you from? How do you make? How much do you make? How are we doing this? Where are we going here? What is this about you? What about this about you? What about this about you? What do you think? Deep questions until I see something trip up. Then I know, hey, wait a second, you tripping up over here. You said this, now you're saying that. Now we have something, right? So the questions are going to help you to find the liar faster.